You don't cry in public anymore. You learn to swallow it. To smile before you feel. To leave before you get left. You became the woman who doesn't need anyone. Everyone admires that about you. They say, she's so strong. But no one knows what it costs to carry that title. There are nights you lie down and the silence feels different. It's not peace. It's a loneliness you built yourself, brick by brick. And the worst part, you know exactly when it started. There was a version of you that loved without fear. That opened the door before she even heard the knock. That believed in people without needing proof. That version got hurt. And never came back. So you decided to be strong. Not out of pride. Out of survival. And it worked, until the day you realized the armor doesn't choose what it blocks. Here's what no one ever told you: the strength that saved you might be the very thing keeping you from being truly loved. It's not weakness to feel this. But are you ready to hear what comes next? There's a name for what you're feeling. It's not a flaw. It's not too much pride. It's not a lack of love. It's a wound that learned to disguise itself as strength. And it has a name: emotional armor. Brené Brown spent decades studying people exactly like you. And she found something that changes everything. The most courageous people in the world are not those who feel no fear. They are the ones who show up anyway. Vulnerability, she says, is not weakness. It's the birthplace of everything you want most: connection, love, belonging. But somewhere along the way, someone taught you the opposite. Maybe not with words. Maybe with absence. Maybe with a betrayal from someone who was supposed to keep you safe. The lesson was silent, but it cut deep. When you open up, you get hurt. And so you started to build. First came the small walls. Then the bigger ones. Then the entire fortress. You didn't notice the exact moment you stopped trusting. You just woke up one day inside a prison you built yourself. Science calls this emotional avoidance. It's when the nervous system learns that intimacy equals danger. That getting too close means being too exposed. That real love is too great a risk. So the brain does exactly what it was wired to do. It protects you. Even when you never asked it to. And here's what truly hurts: you're not closed off because you're cold. You're closed off because you once loved deeply and got destroyed for it. The armor wasn't born from pride. It was born from pain. You didn't shut your heart by choice. You shut it to survive. Have you ever noticed a strange pattern? When someone gets too close, you pull back. When someone treats you too well, you grow suspicious. When love comes easy, you wait for the blow. It's not paranoia. It's your defense system doing exactly what it was trained to do. You find yourself drawn to people who keep their distance. Not by accident. Because distance feels familiar. Because available people feel suspicious. Because deep down, a part of you believes that real love always comes at a high price. So without realizing it, you choose the ones who will never get close enough to hurt you. The cycle is silent and cruel. You feel lonely. You reach for connection. Someone gets close. You pull away. The loneliness returns. And you tell yourself, I was never meant for this. But that conclusion is wrong. You were made for love. You just learned to hide from it. And the worst part isn't the cycle itself. The worst part is the price it quietly charges. Day after day, choice after choice. This pattern costs you pieces of yourself. Spontaneity goes first. Then lightness. Then the ability to believe that someone might actually stay. You start to feel like a stranger to yourself. As if the woman you used to be simply walked away one day. And you're not even sure when she left. And then comes the false solution. You think, if I love harder, he'll stay. You think, if I try harder to please, it will work. You think, if I close off more, I won't get hurt. None of those answers heal what's broken. Loving harder doesn't work when the real problem is not knowing how to receive love. Closing off more doesn't work when the loneliness already lives inside you. If you've made it this far, it's because something in these words touched a place you rarely let anyone reach. This channel exists for exactly that, to name what hurts, to illuminate what confuses, and to walk beside you through every step of your healing. Click the button right now and subscribe, because what comes in the next chapters may change the way you relate to yourself and to love forever. You didn't find this video by accident. And you don't have to keep walking this journey alone. There comes a moment when understanding is no longer enough. You already know what happened. You already recognize the pattern. But knowledge without action is just a more conscious kind of pain. So it's time for something different. It's time to move. The first step is simple, but it will cost you everything you have. Stop punishing the present for what happened in the past. The person in front of you today is not the one who hurt you back then. Your brain treats them both as the same threat. But they are not. And confusing the two is the cruelest way to sentence yourself to loneliness. Brené Brown calls this practicing conscious separation. It's the deliberate act of asking yourself, am I reacting to who is here, or to who hurt me before? It sounds small. But that question, asked honestly, is one of the most powerful emotional healing tools that exists. It gives you back the power to choose. The second step is even harder. You need to practice vulnerability in small, safe doses. We're not talking about opening up to everyone. We're not talking about throwing all caution away. We're talking about choosing one moment each week to say what you actually feel. One honest sentence. One real boundary. One "I need you" spoken out loud. Vulnerability is not a leap into the dark. It's a muscle you train. And like every muscle that's gone too long without use, it will hurt at first. It will feel wrong. It will feel dangerous. But it's exactly there, in that discomfort, that real healing begins. That's where the armor starts to crack, not from weakness, but from choice. You don't have to transform overnight. You don't have to abandon all your strength at once. Your strength is real and it was necessary. But now you can add something it never had, the courage to be seen. Because the woman who can be both strong and vulnerable at the same time, that woman is unstoppable. There is something psychology can explain, but cannot heal on its own. It names the wound. It reveals the pattern. It offers tools. But there is a deeper layer that science cannot reach. A layer where not only pain lives, but its meaning. And that is where God is waiting for you. Maybe you drifted away from faith exactly when you needed it most. Maybe the pain felt too big to fit inside a prayer. Maybe you quietly decided that being strong meant not needing anyone. Not even God. But the strength you built without Him has a ceiling. And you've hit that ceiling more than once. Proverbs 4 verse 23 says something that will change the way you understand your own armor. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Notice the word, guard. Not close. Not bury. Not seal shut so you never feel again. Guarding is not the same as imprisoning. God never asked you to build walls. He asked you to be wise about who you let in. There is a vast difference between protecting your heart with discernment and burying it out of fear. One is born from wisdom. The other is born from pain. And He knows the difference, even when you can't see it yourself. The loneliness you feel is not punishment. It's not a sign that you're too difficult to love. It's not proof that love doesn't exist for you. It's an invitation. An invitation to guard your heart the right way, not with walls, but with wisdom. Not with distance, but with discernment. And maybe, just maybe, God allowed every attempt at love to fall short until now, not because you don't deserve it, but because He was teaching you to tell the difference between what's worth keeping and what's worth releasing. The pain was not a mistake on your path. It was part of the map. And the destination was always love, beginning with the love you still need to have for yourself. You made it here. That's not a small thing. Most people run away at exactly this point. When the pain starts to make sense, the instinct is to close the tab, change the song, pretend they never saw it. But you stayed. And that already says everything about who you are becoming. Think about the woman you were when this video began. She was carrying something heavy without knowing its name. Now you know. The armor has a name. The wound has an origin. And the pattern has an end, if you choose. That choice is yours. Only yours. The loneliness won't disappear all at once. There is no magic sentence that dissolves years of protection in seconds. But something shifts when you understand where the armor came from. It loses its automatic power over you. You begin to wear it with intention, not out of reflex. And that difference is everything. You don't have to stop being strong. The world needed that strength. You needed it. But now you can be strong in a new way. Strong enough to open the door. Strong enough to say, I let you in. The woman who arrived wounded and built walls to survive, she was brave. But the woman who looks at those walls, understands why she raised them, and decides, brick by brick, to make room for love, that woman is extraordinary. That woman is you. And she was always there, waiting for this moment. Guarding your heart, as Proverbs teaches, was never about isolation. It was always about wisdom. It was always about knowing the difference between what wounds and what heals. Between what diminishes you and what expands you. You were taught by pain. Now you can be guided by love. Not because life got easier, but because you became more whole. If this message made sense to you, subscribe to our channel right now, because every week we bring content that does exactly this, names what hurts, lights up what confuses, and walks beside you through every step of your healing. You don't need to figure everything out at once. You just need to keep moving forward. And we will be here, every step of the way, with you. Click subscribe now, because you deserve words that meet you exactly where you are. For you who made it to the end of this video, this was not by accident. Write in the comments one single word that describes what you felt today. It can be pain, relief, hope, or any word that rose from the depths of your heart. Because every person who comments on this video is making an act of courage, and God honors courage. And this is the promise: whoever finds the truth about themselves and doesn't run from it has already begun to be free.